Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers. This is your comrade Fritz. I'm coming today for a new program called The Analyst. I'm very grateful to be with you today, fellow Amazonians. I want you all to share, and share. If you're joining us tonight, please share and share and share. This is your new program and your new host for the program called The Analyst. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special program. I want to let you know that today we're going to analyze a lot of stuff. The analysts, fellow Amazonians, fellow viewers, this is your host, Comrade Fritz Misori, presenting to you today. Today is Saturday, the 15th of August, 2020, and we are live on ABC TV. So today it's the launching of our new show on ABC TV called The Analyst. The show indicates that everyone in the panel is an analyst for the Amazonian struggle. The mission of the Analyst TV show is to create the kind of finest possible news product and present the breaking national and international news in Amazonia as it unfolds. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our host, we have some special guests tonight, and you all know the ABC TV is a very famous TV in Amazonia and Africa, and we are trying to make it go international. So I want to use this opportunity to introduce to you our ABC draft that is coming up. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the ABC TV is calling on all Amazonians to register in ABC TV Club. You know, you can go online and subscribe to ABC TV. Remember, ABC TV is the only liberation outlet for Amazonian to connect to our people on the ground. So it helps us to inform and educate on the plight of the people in ground zero. Amazonians should subscribe. It's $10 for monthly payment. So you can go online and subscribe, please. So be a member of the ABC TV Club. If you like a particular show, maybe on ABC TV, you can mention the show when you are doing the payment. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonian, good morning, good afternoon, good evening in ground zero in Africa. Good day, televiewers across the world. The place is here, the time is now, and the journey into the show begins now. So thank you for joining me today at this hour with two of our guests. We were supposed to have three guests tonight, but we are still waiting for one of our guests who is going to join us in the crew. Today, our special guests are, Comrade Lale Dancy, and we also have Uncle B, popularly known as Uncle B. So I'll call on our guests. I'll call on Comrade Larry Dancy. If Mr. Larry Dancy is ready, he can go online. Comrade Larry Dancy, are you ready?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Fritz. I am so privileged to be one of your pioneer participants of your show today, and it's going to go into history that when this show was launched, I was one of those who figured first. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and it's really a pleasure. Fellow televiewers of ABC TV, fellow Amazonians, you are welcome to the new show under the host, Mr. Fritz from Meme County. He happens to double as the chairman of Meme County. I am so privileged to be here with my able elder brother and comrade, Uncle B. Uncle B, thank you for being with you here today once more.
Thank you, Mr. Larry Dancy. Our second panelist is very famous Uncle B. Everybody knows Uncle B. It's a popular name, within the Amazonian circle. So I'll call on Uncle B to introduce himself to us. Thank you, Mr. Uncle B.
Yeah, let me be sure. Am I coming through? Because sometimes I'm always having trouble getting through. Am I okay?
Yes, I'm getting you 100%.
Correct. Again, a bit Larry for this one because sometimes you see a life or talk me for PG. Because I believe say the analyst is in a bit to reaching out to our people. So sometimes the life of broken because the Queen language too the tongue is plenty. So I know I'm going to begin form, but I say I don't know about English, but street language it be fine for me plenty. All the same, I want to appreciate you a bit, Larry, for doing because this is my second show where I'm pioneer member. We started the Amber Focus, and we are still with Amber Focus. So I'm coming here. It's second time to start the analyst. So that's why I'm a veteran in this thing. I am Atiabe Bruno, and popularly known as Uncle B. I'm a restoration member, a restoration council member from the strongly affiliated with the communication department as one of the one of the director or something you call it of the propaganda unit of the communication department. That's why you see I make a lot of noise too much. And that I told a bit Larry again. I make a lot of noise. People say I make audio, I make audio. But I don't plenty now. When I do, sometimes I say three and never done. So in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of Amazonia, our goal is most often to get to our people to know our story and to know where we are. I will give Mr. Fritz that congratulations for coming out with this program. Because we need more of this so that people can be informed and they can know what actually is taking place. So for calling me, I'm an able dry head Larry. Give me the opportunity to sit here once again with him. And it's an honor for me to be here for the first time. Thank you so much. We are here looking forward to reaching out to our people to the best we can do. We cannot do more than what we can do, but we can only do what we can do. So where we falter will be an excuse, and where we go strong, they will congratulate you. So we beg for any limitations in our presentation. Will not be intentional. It will just be that human weaknesses or we are human. Something can happen without you anticipating. So we beg our audience, say you guys are again very welcome here with us again today for the pioneer edition of Analyst with Honorable Able Fritz Misodi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Lani Dancy. I would like you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself. I know you are one of those pioneer members of the SCNC, and I really want you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you, Comrade Fritz. Fellow Ambazonians, I think most people, they don't always, even though Uncle B is fighting hard to beat me, no problem, we are in the race. He's struggling hard to beat me, no problem, we are in the race. But I think, say, you get to tie your belt very strong because this man sitting here is well armed. This is Larry Dancy. I happened to join this revolution sometime in September 2001, led by Comrade Sama Thomas, and he led me into this struggle around mid-September 2001. We were the people that caused what happened in Bamenda on the 1st October 2001, particularly under the leadership of people like Sama Thomas, led Madame Regina Mankefo under the leadership of Dr. Lumangeka Martin from Galamfo, Prince Binglo Hila, Isaac Sonia, with the people that make things happen that year. Since then, I have been very committed, determined to see that Southern Cameroon is restored. The independence of Southern Cameroon that had been hijacked by the colonial master, La République du Cameroun, that we must make sure this state is restored. I have sacrificed a lot. I work as the county secretary general for Momo under Mr. Henry G. For 12 years on ground zero, I put up all the 5 LGA that make up Momo County, Ngie, Witikum, Mogamo, Mbengwe, LGA, and Kwap. I am privileged to be here, still more fighting to make sure this state is restored. I am the SG for Mogamo currently, and I am one of the member of the communication department, leading the propaganda department. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Larry. You have a very long profile. We can, maybe if you want to read it, then maybe this show is gonna. So thank you very much, Mr. Larry. Ladies and gentlemen, In the past week, we have all have some issues. We have witnessed some darkness descending on our territory with crimes perpetrated by La Republique. And we noticed that emotions with no verifications, accusations with no investigations, has stirred a lot anger on the struggle. Since the occupiers landed on our territory, it has been continuous nightmare for our people. Today, I want us to take a little bit summary of local news around Amazonia before we go to international issues. I want to ask our panelists, first with Comrade Larry, can you tell us a little bit about what happens, in these recent days that has brought some darkness on the people of Amazonia? What is your opinion about what has just gone in these past few days? What do you think about the brutal and the various lamentation, the sorrow and beat that has happened on our people in the few days? Comrade Larry.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Chris. Fellow Ambazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians, there is something that I have always mentioned here. We are in a revolution. And when this revolution start, La Republique thought they were going to play their simple game of divide and rule. When they fail in that divide and rule game, where La Republique be very good at, La Republique switched to another strategy. That strategy was to make the international community see us as terrorists. And La Republique has been standing on that strategy for quite a long time. Atanga Jipol, they don't call we terrorists. Issa Chirima, we know. Paul Biya, we know. One of their mission is to make the international community see us as terrorists. And I be stuck. I'm here for one of the show for Amber Focus. La Republique is not going to carry our flag. They are not going to sing our. They are not going to sing. They are not going to put on CPTM uniforms. I mean to say, they are not going to put on La Republique emblems. They are going to change and put on amber uniforms, carry amber flags, sing the amber anthem, sing the amber restoration songs to deceive you that they are one of us. And all this is just that is a way they will be trying to infiltrate us, divide us, because what is happening, particularly now on ground zero, is that after the diplomatic statement of Thabo Nagi, La République du Cameroon is seeing the international community not seeing us as they want them to see us. La République wants the international community to see us as terrorists. Fellow Ambazonians, we should not give La République the chance. We should not create them that opportunity. We should not open those doors. And when I say we should not, what do I mean? Enablers that are assisting La République to infiltrate us. Our own brothers and sisters that have decided to serve La République instead of saving the lives of their own people. They take little things for granted. Some man, you don't think say every show La Republique soldier say Amber boy dey sleep for here. It's something small. In a revolution, there is nothing that is small. Just a statement from your mouth can cause your death. You cannot imagine a soldier who has been under the forest, in the forest, under the sun for 4 years to minimize your small errors. Put their shoe on your foot and you see where it pains. Fellow Ambazonians, this one I be very mad with the enablers when they don't take them like an opportunity for use statements the way they create disaster, the way they create bloodshed. For instance, I be talk for one of my elite. for my LGA. When they become born district hospital for Batibo, you did not make a statement. When they give you pocket for COVID-19, you can't account for, can't give the people. You don't see that as provocation. You take it lightly. When the boys, they take them as serious as it be, it is going to create bloodshed. When they create this bloodshed, we don't see it as we are the cause. We don't see our statements as the cause. We don't see our activities as the cause. We only see the final action that takes place. Somebody should not for some bar, they make a mockery. One meeting with one colonial master can cost your life. A meeting with one colonial master, because the boys, they know say they are being targeted. And if they see you trying to help the colonial master to get to them, they are going to get you out of their way. We should put their shoe and see where it pains. We should understand to see how they feel. Even though I know that 70% of these activities are not being carried by our restoration soldiers. I was just telling one of my friend the other day that before this revolution started, there are prisons everywhere. There is a prison in Bengui. There's a central prison in Bamenda. There's a prison in Kumba. There's a prison in Boya. These prisons were all filled by criminals. Some of these criminals were murderers. And the criminals are still existing in our society. These criminals have taken advantage of our revolution. They have changed to be criminals to become restoration forces. We should be aware of the fact that our society has been infiltrated by these criminals. Therefore, fellow citizens of Ambazonia, let's watch our words. Let's watch our activities. Let's watch the way we move. Let's watch the people we communicate with, particularly those who are on the ground zero. When you are communicating with a soldier of La Republique, mind you, you are staking your life. When you are communicating with a colonial master of La Republique du Cameroon, a colonial administrator, what is a Dio, an SDO, a governor, please, you are staking your life and you are staking the life of members of your family. Because there is a saying that if they don't see you, they will look for your dog. We should try to put shoe our restoration forces. They have sacrificed a lot. We should stop from giving them a bad name. I thank you so much. We'll still be coming on this.
Thank you. You have really said a lot of stuff, man. That what happened recently was really a nightmare, and I'm very grateful that our IG, they have condemned it. They said it's under investigation. So for the issue that happened in Morocco, we can't have much to say about that. But I would like Uncle B to tell us a little bit about this issue that really caused havoc, uh, caused by most of our distractor. As Comrade Lanley just said, is mostly caused by these guys who want to destroy the struggle, from the enablers to the various people, criminals who want to destroy the struggle. So I would like our guest, Uncle B, to say a little bit about this issue caused by the regime who send their military to repress, to brutalize our people, to cause sorrow, to cause bitterness on our people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Fritz. I might not have much to say, but I believe say Larry don't talk plenty, but I have little to say. My contributor from Ambazona when I'm no say when you fight, whether on a war on a normal fight on a fight, sometimes you know if you determine the weapon way that man will take and knock you with him. But if you only determine the one way you feel knock you with him. I want more no say war. No, not even not in a football with the play. Either you kill me or I kill you. That's what war mean. And anybody will it work against you, automatically that person are your enemy. Wait to go differentiate Larubli, the Cameroon military, coming to kill somebody in his house. From Maui, Itegi, Kanshwasin, and the man they kill him. Now the same people. What we put this way, we talk say LGA versus LGA, na say any strange person we go come on and want to get that kind of thing, we go know, and also Sadima come out, we identify, we move it amongst them. They be unfortunate, say, La Republic for their normal way. They will buy way. Some of us are hungry, they will buy way. But to those who they buy them, but they know say Allah they don't talk. It not go end here. You don't know your own day where they come. Maybe today, it may be tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow. But the sure thing I say will be coming for you. The second thing that I really do, brothers and sisters from Bazan, I say, when I don't really know, say, from the word go, they want me the word know, say, we're a terrorist organization, Allah they don't talk. So when you see the same person is not a person they good, because they can't see where terrorists they do that. And why the plan people made them work I do the kind thing there? Now because they know say when they say because I don't see some foreign bodies that they talk say make Amazonia separate when they stop killing civilians. Now the game will have played the one play that. We get some meeting today where with the LG that will tell them, but they say the best thing you find for we say when you see that thing happen for your local government, we not be where restoration council for that restoration forces for that place they do. Come out and make a disclaimer immediately. See, it will happen for you. No, when we do one. No, when my people they do one. They will talk for the international companies. See, this was not disclaimer. Therefore, because that is the game La Republic plays best. When I think that they will form their own group, they put up for them and say, wait, we will fight within ourselves. Where the pen with black. And it be unfortunate for them say they try that kind of thing. In many occasions, Larry don't talk, and they don't. I don't need for the name for here. I was saying they don't see that one don't feel. They know what they say. Human rights, especially when it has to do with a woman and children. The international community not the one see that one at all. If you kill my picking by any way, but I know what talk, but kill woman for that savage way will agree the work I do and kill Peking, they will talk the next day. So La Republic seem to be orchestrated. Don't know say now the women that you bring sympathy for themselves and they victimize the Amazonian people say the work I kill woman them. Now we they make and kill picking them. Now the game that way they play, may they talk say will be terrorists. But unfortunately, the international community will not be fooled. Because they know say they work for La Republic best. I for do things for the talk say no man they do one. When I see such rumors sometimes where they be ask, why is the military killing people? Say, how can you say this? Say military has never shot at anybody. That is my advice to our restoration forces. So, Mr. Fritz, I just want to add here that it's just a way for Laraburi to paint us as terrorists. And it is ought to disclaim and disown such actions. But if it happened for my constituency, and there are no can send a statement say it didn't happen here, they would text in at me. And because Labri know the game, they know what the international community wants see and what they don't want to see. That's why they play into this game with all their might. They slaughter woman like goat. So that means I told you here, two to different terrorists. We must be very careful as I talk for here for this claim. Just know we do one. Go now the game, they one play that paint us black. But they will always fail. They don't try more than 20 adventures. They don't try more than 20 styles of paint with black, all don't fail. No one I didn't want to go stand. We are strong. We know what we want. It is you. It is you. It is me that will sell our story and nobody else. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle B. Ladies and gentlemen, in the analyst, we try to bring events that has passed within the week, and we try to analyze them. I want us to go to talk about Tato Eta Steven. This is a very important issue because Tato is our own person, and Tato's demise was very obscure and he had a very tragic end. Former Indomitable Lions captain, he was mistreated, he was abandoned, in his Ekona house, and the government of La Republique abandoned him. We all know Tato Eta Steven was a former captain, 1990 World Cup, the most famous World Cup, and the 1994 World Cup. We all know he died alone in his house, you know. But what happened to this hero? What happened that he passed away, and he was neglected by the government of Bia? He was even rarely seen in public. So I want to ask my panel. Let us go a little bit up. Let's talk a little bit about this. Uh, do you think La Republique could have done better dealing with former football players like Tato Eta Steven? Larry.
Yes, Comrade Chris, thank you once more for giving me the opportunity. When you read the Bible, there is nothing that is said in the Bible that is a mistake. What has happened to Pastor Stephen is not a coincidence. It's not a mistake. The Bible says it in the book of Ecclesiastes. Everything that happens with a reason. What has happened to Tato Stephen? Tato Stephen captained the team that put La République du Cameroon on the international map. What Nambere is doing is not 1 million of what Tato Stephen did. It's not a million quarter of what Tato Stephen did. What Atanganji is doing, what all the enablers are doing, the irritators, is not equal to what Tato Stephen did. Because Tato Stephen put La République du Cameroon on the world map. It made people to go on the world map to find out which country is this. So, what has happened to Tato Stephen is a message to all the enablers, starting from John Gute to the least one who is in the quarter, trying to show the hideout of our soldiers. It is a message to those who are in DDR in Boya, making stupid audio here and there. It is a message to Nambere that they need you only when they need you only when you help them achieve a mission. They need John Gute only now because they want him to frustrate the ambassadorial requisition quest. They need Atanganji only now. Like the others, all those slaves in Yaoundé who call themselves ministers, they need them just now. They're going to die tomorrow as chickens. As Tato Stephen just. He served La République, gave La République a name. Today, he is dying like a chicken. Not only a chicken where they slaughter for Christmas, they get name. But chicken will fall for tree because of sickness. Now useless chicken. That is how they are going to die. This is a message to them. It is not a coincidence, fellow Amazonians. It is a message to all the enablers. Those who are in DDR, thinking that they are going to help La République know the hideout of our restoration forces. To Nambere, success, Congo, or they call him failure. Agbombala, Neba Fontem, Atanganji Paul, John Gute, you can name them, all the enablers. What has happened to Stephen Tato is a message to all of you. La République only needs you now because you can help them try to locate the hideout of our restoration forces. They are done with you, they are done with you. When they are done, that is the same thing. What has happened to Status Stephen is what is going to happen to Simon Achidi Achu. Is happening. John is going to happen to John Frundi. John Frundi is going to die without a name. All of them, Cardinal Tumi, they are all going to die without a name because they are helping the wrong person. Thank you so much.
Thank you, comrade. You have very points there, and I want to really talk much. I want to ask Uncle B. Uncle B, I want to ask you, say, we don't see our prisoner the way they did for Kondengi. They did all over Ambazonia, Bamenda, Boya, they did for day. We don't see the way they treat them. Of recent, we see one of our comrades where they chaining for bed. So they where it already die, but it's there for chain. I want to ask you, say, now what kind treatment where these people they give for our inmate them, for our people where they did for jail. Now prisoners of war, they under international rules, international law. They're not going to treat them that way. So, Uncle B, I want to know your own opinion about this thing will happen for our comrade. We either die, it's there for chain, they're not moving for chain. Thank you, Uncle B.
Before I go there, Mr. Fritz, I want to throw some bit of light to the situation where Comrade Larry don't highlight him. There's sometime at the youth, I don't know whether it will be cursed or not. Those say, not so they say. Well, if you look for the history of the Southern Cameroon with Larry to Cameroon, I want to summarize it here. In the case of Tato, yeah, we know that he was neglected. Is that how Bahana was neglected? Bahana, who was captain like Kato, did not even though he gave glory, just the same as Tato did. Usai died, he was flown outside, they flew outside for Tebi takes total for make Bahana be respected as somebody we don't make a name to Cameroon for Cameroon. Let me give you a little bit of history. We just got to California in that's 2013. I be the drive, there's something, they put anything for your screen for show, say you be, I be put Cameroon flag for the as of the drive. But the man stop we. Say, they not get to post something for the. It's the only Cameroon flag. We say, hey, you guys are from, it was a white man, I think from Mexico. You guys are from Cameroon? I said, yeah, they say we're from Cameroon.
Wow.
They say, hey, Italian 90.
Yes.
Automatically, know we. I believe me, yours. Egiwe Kafisi time when I ego. That was the name Tato gave to Cameroon.
Yeah.
As history, from Chacomo for La Republina how. If you read the resignation, will be sent. I thought say, it don't say more than 2, 3, 5 years, enough to meet up Pobia. But if you don't give real unification for Pobia, there will be trying to be the chancellor, but you can never meet the president to talk to. Sometimes, I mean, Mona be die how. The same thing. They were house speaker for as many years as he never ever see president for a life. He resigned in frustration. Fokan Chang be die how. They take him to ride on the floor of parliament. Put another person, he work and go for a house. Automatically, yes, he go commit suicide. So, Joa be die how. The one Mona be not to say be yes master. Because they needed him to give them something. They push her away grievously, and they take him Mona. I gave them what you want. When a yes master. As we talk, La Republique, they recognize you. Only when they need something for immediately they get what they get them from you, you are lost. You are tossed into the waste paper basket. Now, one thing where Anglophone way they work and make noise for you say that we did, and nobody ever understand. If they look at history where they are not tough for you, they will don't take. They become take precautions. They were only being used. And for the one way they say that for that DDR same time my brother they talk. They believe say, oh, they be great people, or they have like breed the Cameroon. Oh, don't take 110 times. Say when I know we'll go free. After that, because since we don't really be waiting, they know say when I be, they will pick one by one, and they will eliminate one all. So time when I play with fire, and at the fire, don't outline here, they know they understand. That said, Mr. Fritz, if we go, it does fall in line 100% for the fact that they have no regard for Ambazonians, or we call it Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. How would they do it? If somebody can call you say you be dog, how do you want a dog for according to the African context? No, for one country, somebody die give away for dog. For what would you dog and say, if you imagine they can't chop with dog, the chop we go for hunting, all that kind of thing. But if you don't say you be dog, what do you expect? This is somebody who is dying. Now, so that from could they down, but they change them. But only the way we want to make any protest, we need that they come out the floor for road. See, no protest, nothing take place. But when you go for the liability to come out, they make protest, they made a protest normally, freely, and nothing happen. So why they only come out block that they only block way? Because we have a story to tell to the world. We don't know 1 year at all. We in the year it will defeat the people which we were captured. How will you justify the means that would they get independence? Just the next day, like flow were outside all the military overrun we. It was a planned action, and they are simply executing what has been planned long time ago. And to anybody who thinks that La Republique is something for him, or respect that he is something for La Republique of Cameroon, you are just a that thing that the white blabber of say a duster. When don't you duster, it finish the throw it to side it go. No, nothing, no will happen, you don't finish. Why they don't deplete our area of anything of livelihood? I said the light way. These are the things where you put behind. You won't say, but these people do not lie me. If you call me dog, they call me cockroaches. They take deplete my own area with out of everything. They don't respect the second in command because at that time they will say fortune vice president. So the chancellor of La Republique of Cameroon. But he never met the president even once. He tried and tried, but he will never. I resigned in frustration. Fonta resigned in frustration. Fokan died with disgrace. So what do we think? What message do we tell our people to send to us to know that we are not welcomed in that? Any plot die man, they put it for change before they die. It's unfortunate that we are not able to learn. God bless you, sir. I raise my case.
Thank you, Uncle B. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining, know that we are on the Analyst on ABC TV. You all know that this is a new, it's a new program, and we are working to make sure that we bring you all the best analysis on ABC TV. So today is the launching of this new show. It's called the Analyst. So the name of the show indicates that everyone in the panel is an analyst, and for the Ambazonian struggle. Just know that the mission of the Analyst show is to create the finest possible news product and to present breaking national and international news on Ambazonia, and it's as the news unfolds. So we are just breaking the news as they unfold. So the new analysis will help you to know much about Ambazonian politics, Ambazonian financial aspect, technology, socio-economic parts, and very even the entertainment. So that is what we bring in the Analyst. We analyze all the news in the past week so that you can understand what is going on. I want us to move now to another very important aspect that happened last week. The Swiss embassy sent a delegation. It was a courtesy visit to the Boya Council. Despite the Boya Council's lies of signing a deal, the Swiss embassy sent a letter rejecting any collaboration deal. I want to ask our panel, what do you think, Mr. Larry? What do you think about the Swiss embassy delegation visit to Boya? Is it a plus for us, or is it a minus? Because certain people were talking about some negativity of the visit, that the Swiss embassy was not supposed to send a delegation to Boya. Yeah, Mr. Larry.
Yes, once more, thank you, Comrade Fritz. International diplomacy is something that is very difficult for people where they take quick judgment, particularly for those who are living in the diaspora. Something they happen, they will tell you, say, they want do investigation. Now, because they want know the truth. When something happen like the visit of a Swiss to Boya, first supposed to take a step back, try to listen, understand what is going on before we can talk. But because some people think say they won't be out for run the revolution, anything will happen, they not even give a secondary thought, they come out, they start run their mouth. The white man, to the best of my one system where it work, particularly in here in the diaspora, America, Europe, Canada, and so on, you can name it. Their system is that before they get themselves involved in something, they don't do all their findings so much so that whenever they are saying you cannot defeat them through the back door and they can come through the front door. All is they want to get what they want to get. They were taken to the home of late Prince Binglo Hiller, who was the chairman of the Northern Zone. They interviewed Prince Binglo Hiller. He was sitting there with the former secretary, Pa Fidel Chinko, and some other members that I would not like to call their names because they are still alive and their life might be at stake. When they start asking them questions, the first introduction where they give themselves, I say they be French journalists. But they were never French journalists. They were French diplomats. How do we now know that they were French diplomats? They were French diplomats because time when they asked Prince Binglo Hiller if it happens that the proposal for go back to federation, they come to the table. Prince Binglo Hiller tell them, say, there is nothing going to stop us from a full restoration of the state of Southern Cameroon. When he made that statement, that people now rush to their car, brought a tape recorder, put up for a table. Can you repeat that again? A journalist will not do that. That is the major statement that they came for, was to see if we can go back to federation. But now that they have been told all the other story where they become for them to talk, it doesn't mean anything for them. But their main target was to find out if you people can accept federation. When they were told that we can never accept federation, okay, let's put it on tape. So that they have to go and tell their master that those people are not in for federation. So the white man has so many ways of doing things. We have something in Swiss. Some people are looking at it like he has so many things that he has to do. And one of the things our leaders, they don't talk for winner, say, thing it no go be now one day activity, now a diplomatic action where it could take place. Plenty of fight is that they go on in different forms. What is going on in Boya? Let the Swiss do their job. Ambazonians, can we zip our mouth? Can we stop talking? Can we listen more and talk less? I am not going to talk much here because I know that something is under the ground going on. If we talk plenty, as plenty people they talk, it will give these people the impression, say, we are unable to even protect and keep secret. Fellow Ambazonians, I dey plead with everybody, say, the international community is watching at us. Let's watch our words. Let's watch the way we criticize. Let's watch the way we talk against international diplomats. If they have come to our aid, let's help them help us. Thank you, Uncle Comrade Freeze.
Thank you, Mr. Larry. That was a good one. You know, you tried to break it down to let our audience understand, and it was very perfect. And I want to thank you for that very important point. I want to go to our comrade Uncle B. Uncle B, I want to ask you this question. We saw last week planned visit of the colonial governor Okala Bilai. Yes, Okala Bilai. He lied too much. It be one plan for go for Nigeria for go visit the refugees them. But we see the reaction for the refugees them for our comrade the way they did for Nigeria. The reaction was very, very plain. They tell you say they no one see for Nigeria. May no can visit them because maybe they call and say cats and dogs. Maybe they call and say Biafra. Maybe they call them say all kind name them. So they write a letter, send them say make no come. I want me to talk much something about this because if it go Nigeria, now what kind of thing if you say Ibu go do for them? Thank you, Mr. Uncle B.
Yeah, thank you again. Let me throw some one or two things for the topic you got for Larry before I come back to that. I want to add to way that people that we go for Boya. It be unfortunate. Well, within that time when they go, well, we are brought that them all the Eric on the Mark Barrett, all the don't talk say switch talk no day. All na lies. The team act the talk. First, I will read a letter from Dr. Macron. We talk say switch talk they don't die last year. That they go for Kamona for reawaken tree to they talk with the question you ask is no one be talk say the talk not the how now he talk say if you don't die the one reawaken. You know why? Before this the intention is to give a person to see that the fight against we and not against La Ruby to Cameroon. How will you explain an internationally recognized for the parties? It's no major organization in the world where nobody recognize the talks. But our brother will say, no, it's a lie. But the person that would like to go to is, well, La Republic de Cameroon, a call, a dialogue, or some sort of grand debate or something, they will accept and go there. Who is supposed to be trusted here? The international community or La Republic will don't deal with them for all these 60 years. I will know that's why we are trying to run away from them. But our brother would rather prefer to accept, to honor what we La Republic do, but they deny the premise where this struggle be start. Say will not fit ever talk for La Republic to Cameroon in Cameroon. Number two, it must be out of Cameroon. Number three, it must be with a neutral body. And that platform has been created. And yet they say no, they cannot come there. But they accept to go to a platform with La Cameroon, only them two in Cameroon define all the premises of what will be taught for this revolution. How the switch that will take place will get referee, where the referee match. Referee is supposed to know the rules of the game more than even the player before you play referee work. So how would the switch be playing the part of a referee and they don't know the exact story they are playing the part of the referee? Because all again, I know that when we are going to be going for that first capacity building, the become to say that will reach out to ground. All the LGA that will go there for finding with the common man on the ground. That is why I listened a little bit to the art conference, Zoom conference with China today. I was there very briefly. Wait till they talk for them and say, where they talk say, like really talk say, we must allow school a go before the fit come for table. So when you go the switch now that they mediate, now that they know what they find out what they will talk about. But now let it that's what without precondition that they talk say it must be this before we can. That's already precondition. It leading me to let our brothers and sisters on Bagnet to know that you know where you can get the information. We know all the act members. The attending meeting, the one mega, so it will be going round. They will go all the continents. Zoom meeting explaining what the way the acting they do from the background and what they do. You know, if you doubt something, ask the man where it be concerned with what you want to know, and not the person who is an opponent or an enemy to that project. You will not expect to have a good answer from that person. So what I'm trying to add to what my brother talk and I say, sometimes we make mistakes because you are a spoiler. You don't care what you say, and that's the game our brothers are playing. They don't care what happens, but they only get to see the religion fail. Because there are quite a lot of things where they don't come out even to condemn. But when we from this side make one word, it will be the talk of the year. So now I want to say the Swiss talks, the Swiss cannot be a referee without knowing the rules of the game. That's why they make their pack findings. And we don't have to determine how that is supposed to be run. We only need to report say they are looking for what they want to use in the negotiation. It shows say the negotiations are live. Because they be told, no, they again, we don't die. Our they start to say, if you don't read die since. But then, na that way the come go for Yaoundé. They wait till the one go do. If it be don't die. Some who are people that stay resolute and determined. Victory is near and it is already here. We don't need to hold to the game that we are playing. Double our effort. I was not there for the draft. The tunnel is getting open. Can you rearrange me for the second part of the question, please?
Yes, the other
About
part was
Governor
our
Okala
refugees.
Pillai.
Yes,
I
our
didn't.
refugees in Nigeria were supposed to
Very
be
good. Very good.
visited
I got that. Very
by
good.
Okala Bilai.
Okay, that is. I got that. That is actually it's an indicator to which ground zero day for this revolution. Sometimes we will not be fooled because sometimes we have people that is fear. When military can they say they want to meet, they go to say, oh, they can't. Once it's 2 or 3 of them, they will be there. That is the reason. That's another example for La Rubrique to know that they have been rejected 100%. If the people were not determined, just as any other person on ground zero is determined, then nothing you write later say for them. Sometimes they be told one go with home, one go with home. But they are prepared to stand the orders. They are prepared to stand the pain, no matter what, until independence is achieved. It's a sound message. Another thing I want to add there for this the sound message, I say, for that thing where they talk was say the switch talk and talk say, they no believe say, even we come for table, till we will talk, we are the right people that are going to take the message to the people on ground zero. Ground zero is not going to greet him with the talk because we are not representing them. This is a clear example that one ground zero is the same thing. If they can reject a governor, say we don't want to see you here, it is the same to any other organization that is piloted by the Amazonian, by La République du Cameroon. They have been rejected. They have sent calls and not have been heeded to. That don't threats. Nobody listens. And they want to go to Nigeria. Who governor who has pronounced that they are even shit, it better pass them. It don't be the same you beat PK, beat and then throw crumbs and make a chop. It's a clap for you like a slave. We are not. It is sound message to La République du Cameroon that it is no longer as it used to be before. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle B. You're always, your points are always mature. I want to also talk a little bit about this news where we hear say some Amber boys and where they left for that last week. We hear say some Amber boys they leave DDR center. Actually we don't know which DDR center. They get plenty of centers around. We don't know which one, but they claim say they leave the DDR center, say because they be hungry, they don't get chop for chop. And since they don't go leave them for day, most of them they're not gonna work where they do, And we hear one of our comrades become talk say most of these atrocities where they commit them, where they do the beheading them, this kidnapping them, most of them now these guy and way they come up for the DDR center. Now this ex-combatant them. So I want ask comrade to Larry to tell us a little bit about this because this is a very important issue. We see say most of them they don't come up for that camp, but we don't know what they do. We know say most of them don't join Black Leg, that their famous manager, whether they call it whether not my country people they call it, I don't know the name. They don't do any for that camp where they go to do only Black Leg thing them, and they call themselves and they are very proud. Say we are we
Yes.
the Black Leg. So I want to ask Comrade Larry to give a little point about this thing. How is Siam?
Yes. Thank you, Comrade Fris and Uncle B. Fellow Amazonians, there is one of the strategies where La Republic get and I say, when anyone know the truth about you, it come against you in order for you for try for make like you are right, you tell you what we want for year. I will start for back before I can end for this DTR. When they talk say like we just end for the topic for say the Swiss they go for Boya. Now the same thing when you see this David Makongo, when you see the Eric Tato, the Mark Barretta, when they say, oh, the Swiss stock is dead, La Republique wants to hear from their enablers. Can you find out from them and tell us what is going on? In the course of them thinking that we will come to tell them that the Swiss stock is alive, we will tell them what they want to hear. That is a very stupid strategy for well-informed and intelligent people like the Amazonian people. Sometimes, comrade Fritz and fellow Amazonians, sometimes they come out and say the Swiss stock is dead, is that they want to hear something from the acting. They want them to come and defend why the Swiss stock is still alive, and in the course of their defense, they tell them exactly what is going on. We are not stupid. My fellow enablers, my fellow blacklegs, we are not stupid. We know when I tricks them. When they talk, say people for DDR, they don't come up for street, they're hungry. It's a sacred way where they don't send them for streets. Me when I take them like friend, sympathy. Oh, my brother, when I come, that people they might treat una. Me know when this because those people in DDR they know that if they come out of that place, the streets are not free for them. They have to look a sympathetic way to come to the street so that the street people on the street will see them with sympathy. And they are out there now to infiltrate our restoration forces. Other things say hunger will not leave them for sight. Treat them like enemy. We are not going to take them lie down. They are enemies. They have crossed the carpet. Whether they're hungry or not thirsty for water, they go back for La Republique. We no need for hear the story about their hunger. Fellow restoration forces of Amazonia, fellow citizens of Amazonia, anybody will come up from any of this camp of La Republique, where it start talk the language of La Republique, treat that person as an enabler, treat that person as dangerous, treat that person as an enemy. Don't welcome them. This is what I can say. That thing when they talk say hunger and a lie. We don't know need for hear about hungry. Nobody them can announce hunger today. We have more than how many 50,000 refugees in Nigeria. How much would they send out for them for 50,000 people for chop for one day? They are hungry too. Now today we can hear hunger. Their own hunger don't be na hunger for waiting. We no one hear about hunger. It is just a strategy that they want to come out, walk freely on our streets, cause havoc. Immediately they talk say they don't come out for streets. They're hungry. We start see beheading everywhere. Atrocities are being committed everywhere. We are not going to accept them in our society anymore. They are enablers, they are enemies, and they are dangerous. We have to treat them as such. That is just what I would say, particularly about those people who are coming out from DDR. Treat them as dangerous. Citizens of Amazonia, those on ground zero, if someone they cross for go for ground one, to those our citizens in the various camps on ground one, whether in Nigeria or Ghana, treat anybody that has spoken the language of La Republique as an enemy to be on the safe side. Sometimes I will continue for tell Amazonians, they say, these enablers, as we talk, Uncle B just talk. For 1992, Comrade Fritz, leave me go out of the rail a little bit. I was still not very small. I was still not very well informed at that time with respect to politics, but at least I began eye the way to be see small, I began hear the way to be hear small. When the way I be observing for my LGA, for my area, Batibo, I say there was a time where CPT and people will be feeling they be kings. They had the government with them. They have the police with them. They have the gendarmes with them. They have the military with them. I remember a time late Peter Akunfom will be sent trucks of military for Batibo as they send now. And there are these enablers that are helping La Republic to send these trucks of military. It happened before in 1992. They thought they were kings because the administration was with them. LTA people will enter bush, hide. But let me tell you, there was a time that there was a complete reverse. Where CPT and people, when they be teaching, they get all the government protection, they will enter bush. Let me tell every Amazonian enabler, starting from the privileged slaves in Yaoundé, that what is happening now is part one. You guys are the kings. Part two is coming, where we will be kings. Let me say this and say this categorically to all the enablers, starting from the privileged slaves in Yaoundé. You people should not mix our words. This revolution involves people's lives. There's too much blood shed. The pain is too much. You are the kings now, enabling La République du Cameroon to slaughter our people, bring pain on our people. Our families are living in Nigeria in hunger, sleeping on their stomachs like lizards. You guys are the kings now. My country people, the Black Leg team, when I work very hard, now when I time this, we time the camp. As it be there for 1992, when sometime be there where na CPT people they be there king. If you ask Fombi from Bengu, he will tell you, say there was a time he was king, and there was a time he had to go to the forest. If you ask those who are in Batibo, they will tell you. If you ask Nacho for Bamenda, he will tell you. Say there were times that they were the owners of the land, and there was a time that they had to put them down. My country people and your Black Leg team, privileged slaves in Yaoundé in the name of ministers. All those who help the military, both in all the NGOs in Amazonia, on the ground. This is your time, you are the king. And this is part one of the game. Part two is coming. Keep on enabling La Republic, put pain on our people. Part two is coming. Let me say this, and part two will never be absent from this game. And the worst thing that is going to happen to La Republic is for La Republic to believe that they are trying to normalize the situation. I will call on all the LGA heads, train a team that is specialized in hit and run for part two. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that historical perspective. Thank you very much. I want us to move a little bit for some events the way that they happen for Amazonia. This one concern these French companies, and I want make Wapo understand. If they say they don't want Brazzaville company, some people do not understand the reason. I want make our panelism they explain to Ambazonian them why it say they ban Brazzaville, why it say Brazzaville they sell for the Ambazonia, and why it say some people do not know why they say they don't want Brazzaville. They ask and say, but why? Why only Brazzaville? Why not some other kind of the way they sell them? So I want to make Wapa give us a little bit of historical perspective, Uncle B, about Brazzaville to Cameroon, because that name it means say Brazzaville don't really do Cameroon. So I want to make it tell us. I want to make Uncle B tell us why Brazzaville don't really do Cameroon.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Afi. Before I go there, as always, let me add something to what my comrade already said in terms of the DDR centers. You see, first of all, you ask your question, who runs the DDR centers? La République du Cameroon. And who are those there? They put they say they don't deny where they go, they say that they support them. It's just the same in line the way they will be taught for here. See, they used to the dumb you. If they come out, they go now. There are two sides to that story. Either they're hungry or they are not hungry. The side for hungry, and I say it is send a warning to those who they believe say they see support like British people do them something say, but if the people that don't come out wrong go, they don't come out back. See, they know each other they're hungry. Why do other think that they're going to be treated differently? It's a warning, it's a sign, it's an indication to the know that it's not fine for that side or it's bad. Therefore, we don't have a trouble. Even for the people they come out wrong, they not get chopped. Therefore, you're not fine. Then you must think twice. The other side of it is they don't deny Larry, they don't want to really care for us. Oh, they're not wrong because hungry. But the people not to say hungry, they discrediting at themselves because the people do not feed them. The favor not they discredit, they're doing but they disfavor to themselves. But the favor for themselves, I say, if the relator had let us say they're going to say, they can infiltrate, we give the information. They are dead on arrival. You know, they are dead on arrival. They need to think twice. So that was that said. For my brother, you know, brothers and sisters, Phil and Bazonia, the problem with the Frenchman, brasserie is not French drink. La République and French are they patronize brasserie for Cameroon. That's why you see the name is in French. First of all, no member production, no day for Cameroon, na Bazonia or Southern Cameroon they get them. There's no way whatsoever you don't deplete your own area out of anything get it all an industry. And then you bring your own more financing. And when that money with the finance and do it, it is far away war. And then with the finance you for take the money buy gun can kill we. That would be double stupidity on our part to think that we are fighting a war with somebody and it will be all patronizing their business. So that we will finance them. But when from that business they get money for can buy for can kill we. Therefore, we then a mumu for those who play the game money for can get away they patronize that play they get that money. They buy it, they can't finish with. Also on bed and day. Also all industry, the kilo, the all these things that be there for on Sunday day. They what I don't need to name them. They don't cripple all of them. They bring their own. That time will be the dream because or not be known, but now we're there for war. Or nothing I made they take and put it. Why can't kill we? Then now we go to drink them. We are in a big what we did going to say economic sabotage. Say no let no money for Ambazonia, I mean final at the Cameroon. Go with the financial through the Brazilians and all their company when they did it. That's how they do everything less on that everything they don't born. They say, may no petrol not come off our side, go finance them. But they be in read themselves. They take that money, can't kill it. As I said, that means will be mumu. You will give weapon for some man. Me take I can't beat you. That would make sense. Not only dumb if he give weapon for some man, me take that weapon can't give. So it will not be dull. We don't realize in a French man it get that company. To go for the French man in France. We don't know say probably a student for them. And everything they happen for Cameroon, for Laribru, they do they decide and are from France. So it's a job, it's a double sword game with the doing for you say sabotage. We should stop financing them. They do not get that money, take I can't kill we. Go would then a mumu for give them money, they take and buy, they can't kill we. So if someone we don't intensify this weapon for the war, we will intensify even inside our houses. Now I'm not beginning as a bit drink beer. We see woman, you see a mass, I go drink beer. As you say, nobody don't know buy beer. When you see that they give a back for you, no turn look it, give a back, go on strike. Now house inside house strike. Say I know will give you the advantage at the turn my back for you because you don't go give money for that with the bike can't kill we. We start fighting inside our houses. If we take it that way, it will take us it will take a long way for since it will sabotage this person. So the aim and the main goal now for stop financing La République de Cameroon because from that financing now they will take a buy where people can kill it. And they give the challenge to women. Any man where you master it drink beer. When you sleep for night, turn your back center for you all night, every day until you doesn't will drink that beer. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I don't
Uncle
finish.
B. Yeah, thank you very much, Uncle B. I want to talk for our comrade Larry. Say, for the past 56 years, we never know the importance with this company they don't bring them for Amazonia, this French company. So I want to ask Komle Rally your own opinion. Say now what's kind thing we if we talk about this Brazaris.
You know, one of the things the way Obia succeed for make the use of La Republic and the use of Amazonia be useless now for drink. If you go for our communities, you have more off-license drinking bars more than place the way begin the Shidon, support for Shidon for think. This drinking it never bring no positive change in our lives, fellow Amazonians. When they say fire fall for pikin, fall for mommy, mommy the phone move it on because it on the hot. We no care whether we dey talk La Republique or we dey talk Brazaris with respect to La Republique or what or Nimbo or money. One of the things wey Comrade Biron talk na say we are selling them first as an economic sabotage from stopping them use us, help them fund a war to kill us. Brazaris has never brought any economic impact on our society. Brazaris has a depot in Bamenda. It has a depot in Kumba. It has a depot in Boya, Victoria, and so on. Let me tell Amazonians, I been talk with when I was still on ground zero. I happened to talk with somebody where that he happened to come from the southern zone, who was I think director of treasury, head of treasury for Bamenda. I don't know how they call him for a zone, the head of treasury. When we be talking, I say for 1 year they give northern zone 45 billion for collecting like taxes. Give southern zone 45 billion. These two zones they contribute 90 billion into the Cameroon National Treasury a year. So why were taxes that over high? When they go collect taxes for this zone, they go drive for truck push and I say they are not companies. They kill all the companies. You go for Douala, that tax where they will get for littoral for pay them, now company they will pay them. At the end, the common businessman around the street no will pay no tax. But we come for they kill all companies. As Uncle Bibo mentioned, they kill all companies. Now when you open store for 200,000, the next day you want to see some man who fight come for they say come for taxation. So they kill all companies. This Brazzaville where they talk, where it dey for northern zone and it dey for southern zone. The one for northern zone, they pay tax for western region. And then they even help the northern zone for pay their own 45 billion. The one for southern zone, they pay for littoral region because it is being produced in littoral. The one for northern zone is being produced in the west. Even if they're coming and mining the money they mine in our region, they don't even help those regions to pay the tax where that very colonial government is levying on our people. And then is this a business that we have to motivate?
Wow.
It is just the same. It's still the same. Like they take oil company, go put her for Douala, and then can put miners for Victoria, and then Sonara pay taxes for Douala. Even at the time when they still recolonize we, assimilate we, they still take company where they pay that money where they for the levy on top those small business people for taxes at the year. They still take out, then they go pay for their own region. Brazaris, all Brazaris in that is being sold in the southern zone pays taxes to the littoral. The whole Brazaris when they sell for northern zone pays taxes to the west. And then when the common man in the northern zone opens small business for 100,000, you will see price control, tax, business registration, all that kind of thing there. All with the intention to cripple that business. Amazonians, stop encouraging people who are crippling you indirectly. We don't need to encourage brazaris. Brazaris is of no help to your community. They are helping to cripple your community. It is one way where when they pay civil servants, it's just like they give, they can take. If we, for 1 month, take for instance, they pay civil servant a total of 1 billion in the northern zone. How many trailers for Brazil they enter inside that zone a day? They are coming from Bafusam and going back to Bafusam, right? Take and say any crate member will come out for northern zone now 5,000 francs. How many crates are leaving the northern zone a day times 5,000? You see, I said even the money where they bring out as payment of civil servant in that zone, they take a triple back within 3 days. The zone empty. Brazzaville is one of the ways, fellow Amazonians, that they are sucking money out of the zone. It is one of the two that they are sucking us out. Excuse me.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
If you want to make the calculation, stand for matters in for Santa, you calculate how many trailers of Mimbo they enter. Those trailers, when they go back empty bottles. Motor plant has money, that money will come out. Now the money that we not send out of northern zone. What you wanna do? Una piece for backside, and the money that we not urinate. They go with money, when I go with urine. They are using braziers to suck us out. We should stop encouraging and helping them suck us and let us dry. Amazonians, open your eyes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a nice one, Conrad Larry. I really want our fellow Amazonians then may they understand this important information. Brazaris now one of the 100 company the way they deal with a French company them. So if we want really get economic sabotage, please make an inform Amazonian them. If you deal with any of these company them, no say a French company them. Not be even La Republic companies them. French. Disease forget any business with these companies the way I want call them now so. No say na French companies them. So Brazzaville na just one of the more than 50 companies them where they run for inside Amazonia. Make I give you one example. Tractor Freak Equipment Cameroon Sal. Total no buy Total Petrol na French company. Sugar Corporation Susukam na French from Paris na their company that. Cameroon Aluminium Company Alucam no deal with that company na French company. Louis Diffuse Commodity SA. Semencam na French from Paris na their company that. We go now for the other companies them. When you want deal Castel, no say Castel Group na French company. Bolloré, if you get any business will deal with Bolloré in agriculture or agrobiz, no say na French companies. Total, no buy gas for Total or Perenco oil. Now the company now they can't drain what oil them for Amazonia. No deal with them. You get the other company them where they deal with electrical and different installation them like Lafarge. Bolloré they deal with logistics and transportation. For mobile company, now Orange, no get no Orange number. Now friend that. So you see all the company then so now the company that way they come out of France. No na La Republic company them. If you want buy insurance, no buy AXA insurance. AXA insurance, no buy that one. For bank, Credit Lyonnais, no do your banking for Credit Lyonnais. Now French company, that a French bank. So now the company that way you get for avoid them. So no only avoid Brazzaville. All these companies were on them and so now France. Those send them. That is why PMUC, Paris Mutuel Urbain Camerounais. No get no business with this company. Now another way that we'll go for tell people them because not be only brother Mimbo. If you never Ambazonia, any of the company they can pass, no say na French company them. No be na La Republic company them even. Now, that is why France no one more get our independence. Because they don't can wipe out all our company them. You know, all our company where they deal only for somebody they bring their own company them. You know, this company so now very French company. So now mention that way I want pass them for Ambazonia them. Made they know very well.
Can I say something? You didn't hear me? Am I coming through?
Yes.
Let me add something there, please. The one thing we a bit peculiar here, and I say, as my comrade Larry talk, no, I didn't say that they pay for Western region or littoral. Every evening, the money where it did from treasury for Northern zone, it be transferred to Western. Every evening, the money it be from status, it did transfer from littoral. Why? Because they don't want me 5 francs. That is the same thing why they be had to cripple all these industries so that we should not have any economic power to get something to do. And secondly, when I was in Limbe in the early 90s, so now that be start, it be the pay tax for Limbe Council. You can't realize that was a very big mistake. That transfer said now they will start pay tax for Douala Council. But the funny thing be then I say they don't go freely and nobody even question. Say why would a company be in Limbe and taxes are paid in another city? Taxes are supposed to be paid where the industry is localized and not carried and paid somewhere but then we let it slide, but now that time where that kind of not be happen again. How will you cripple people that the money where every 8 o'clock money from northern zone it goes store for Baboston. It is for southern zone it go store for littoral. So that we will not get 5 francs. They say we'll get 5 francs for doing anything. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining, this is the analyst. We have on the panel Comrade Larry and Comrade Uncle B, our famous activists, where they be very famous. We all know them. I want more deal on one more thing before we go for the international side of things. The killing of one of the aid worker, them way it be happen, where we be here say he died. Here the IG Defense Secretary Bishop John Ebiagwam, he began declare say Amazonian Restoration Forces they respect human rights and they know all the restoration forces them they know which way the grassroots organization that they do and they respect them and it be make all the people they know say each LG get their own ground forces and they be very organized so it be condemn the killing of an aid worker will be happen for the ground zero. So I want try for talk a little bit about this thing will be happen where the UNDP they can get a meeting with these people them these clergymen and these pastor them. I want know from us how the role of the clergy in this struggle. I want ask we say this meet where the clergy that be go hold on with the UNDP, how it benefit this struggle in terms of reconstruction with the one hold on with the you know. I want ask and say if these clergymen and these pastor them, bishop, imams, they don't go hold backdoor meeting for Douala, say the one can do reconstruction. I want ask ourselves say now what kind of reconstruction way the one can do am. Now reconstruction for can build some one Carabo house and we hear say now 1 million way they will give each person. I want ask and say now what kind of reconstruction way the one can do am. We church member them, pastor them, these people when are clergy we will really know them say they give for respect their Christian them, they give for respect human rights, for respect people where they suffer. The one can do reconstruction way war is still go on, they still kill what people them. Comrade Larry, yeah, you can come in.
Yes, Comrade Freeze, thank you once more for giving me this opportunity for talk about these clergies. For me, I happen to be a Presbyterian Christian. And honestly, I am ashamed of the leadership of my church. I am ashamed of of those who claim to be representing Christ. I might not be a very good Bible study person. I might not be very versed with the Bible, but at least I don't read the Bible a little bit. When you listen to the apostles of the Bible, like when John the Baptist, if he do baptism for the people, if he talk for them, say, when this way he do, there is somebody who is coming where he no go even be able for wipe his sandals. Means when you listen to the apostles of the Bible, you will see everywhere they need to claim credit. Nowadays, our church leaders, they don't take upon themselves and they talk like they see themselves like leaders of the church, or they represent a government, or they represent some kind of non-governmental organization. We will see a leader of the church like Cardinal Tumi. He grant a whole interview, go finish. If you take that interview, you take to an audio, make somebody where he no ever know Cardinal Tumi, he no ever see Cardinal Tumi, he no know a voice. Say make he listen to that audio. That person listening to that audio go end. You ask that person, can you define the type of person who is talking in this audio? That person will tell you, this man is a politician. He will never relate Cardinal Tumi to a cardinal of the Catholic Church of that high caliber. It's a shame. It's a shame. The Bible says we should not judge, but sometimes we have to speak the truth too. It's a shame when you listen to Cardinal Tumi use words like, and Bazonia will never have independence. We never don't ever hear that kind of words, a conclusive statement from any of the apostles in the Bible. If they want to form a political party, let them go ahead and form a political party. They have disappointed Christians. I am talking right to the leader of my own church, the Presbyterian Church, starting from the moderator. All those people that have been slaughtered on the ground are Christians, either to the Catholic, to the Presbyterian, to the Baptist, or to the full gospel, and so on. The leadership of these Christians have chosen the side of the colonial master that is slaughtering these people.
Yes.
Because this church don't deal and benefiting and doing business with these colonial masters. They see their business going down, particularly in the field of education. If you go for PSS, the whole PSS were francophone. The people when they build the money, they build the school, they not be able to send their own picking for that school. The church don't make everything business. When the business is collapsing as a result of the revolution, they turn against the revolution and pretend as if they are the leaders of the church. They should stop this hypocrisy. I don't see them representing Christians anymore. I don't see them representing the word of God. Somebody call himself a cardinal, grant a almost 30-minute interview, you don't even mention the word God. He talks everything like a politician. If Cardinal Tumi want to form a political party in the Republic, he's free. If Reverend Funky want to go and form a political party in the Republic, he's free. All the people that have been killed, both in the northern zone and southern zone, are all Christians of these churches. What have they said to the government? Taking side, going for national dialogue, and unable to make a statement, unable to make a decisive statement to defend their people, unable to tell the international community what is happening to their Christians, unable to stand and say, okay, let me die for my people that I represent. Which of them not stand make some statement where it tell the Republic in the eye? Cardinal Tumi want to say, you know, see what will happen for Gabu? Funky, one day we say no see what will happen for Gabu. He one day say no see what will happen for Baby Mata.
Yes.
The woman in the pregnant woman and the born the 6-month-old baby. The one day we say they don't see what they never see what will happen for 26 beginning for Bali. Which of them don't come up public and tell La Republic? When there was helicopter shooting in Bamenda, the one day we say they never see them. I don't think they are representing us. We should tell them what they are and let them be what they are. This is a revolution and we should stop this hypocrisy. As I said, there is too much bloodshed. There is too much pain. Either we're speaking the truth and we'll stop it. They should stop this hypocrisy and just stop thinking that they're representing the Christians. It's a disappointment. They have disappointed the Christians, they have disappointed the church, and they have disappointed even the Christ that they claim to be representing. It is not said we are not judging here, but we are seeing what we are talking about, we are seeing. All this atrocity will happen. More than 50,000 refugees in Nigeria. Are these refugees not Catholic Christians, no Presbyterian Christians, no Baptist Christians, no full gospel Christians? Have they stood for these people in Nigeria? Have they stood for those who are living in the bushes? What have they talked about all this looting that is going on the field? Yesterday we see a La Republic military dragging somebody on the ground, a corpse. Still shoot them. Have we heard a statement from Cardinal Tumi? Have we heard a statement from the moderator of the Presbyterian Church, the leader of the Baptist Church, the leader of the Full Gospel Church? They don't mute themselves, waiting for time to normalize, so that they come and tell us, I am the moderator, I am the cardinal, I am a pastor. We are tired of this bullshit.
Thank you, Comrade Lamley. It is, this is really, really shameful, because I now understand that not everyone that carries the Bible is a Christian, because these clergymen, they call them clergymen, these bishops, these pastors, these imams, they have betrayed their calling. They have no calling. They are no more Christians. They don't represent people anymore. I don't want to mention our chiefs and fonts. They don't represent the people anymore. I don't want to mention the parliamentarians and so on. They don't represent the people anymore. How dare you shameless, invite the international community to talk about rebuilding another nation, which you invaded and destroyed. And when you cannot even win the war, and especially when you have refused to listen to the council of that same international community, which has cautioned you to call for all inclusive dialogue. So you see, the root causes of this issue is very clear. La Republic does not want to know the root causes of the problem. They are trying to use the back door, and which they know that it will not work. I want to ask Comrade Uncle B to tell us a little bit about this issue. What he thinks about these clergymen who have disgraced their calling, who are just become just like the same like those people in La Republic, corrupt. They are just holding the Bible, but they are not Christians. All these clergymen, they are the worst corrupt people you can ever have, and they go and stand on the pulpit saying that they are pastors, they are bishops, they are imams. They don't represent us. Comrade Uncle B.
Yeah, Mr. Afrit, you don't annoy me for yet terribly, because this topic annoyed me terribly, because I think I don't say about 2-3 even last year sending you out questioning the role of the church inside the revolution. Let me tell you a story. In my village, I have one of the mega churches, very big church, but even though not as that full, but one of the biggest churches I would say in Momo. You know the big that church? My mother, we don't die almost 25 years ago. They used to do it like community level. And they do community labor every week, 1 day a week, 1 day a week. When they do community labor today, it's okay, they go carry stone for that church. They started that church from foundation till the build are finished. The roofer will canvas for money right from California, where we had to go around play, drum for, sing for church for California, all over the place. So we formed a choir until that people that they finally sorry for we. They can't claim benches. They be saying 25 of them down there. They go claim benches at that church is modern, and we call it a church. That very when they decide build that church, they will tax mommy every mommy 1,500. Don't imagine in the 80s, every mommy 1,500 for church. I know what they do. They do it for happy Thanksgiving. They will give a number. Say CWF must give this amount. CMF must give this amount. That is the church. And what did it happen? Now let's say that Christian where they suffer build that church, they dey collect money for the go give am for church. Mommy nobody get chop for chop, even separate for one and go church. But it dey make sure he must go for church so that they say no one's white money for church. Me, he must go put Sunday offering so that pastor will leave. Now those same Christians where they be slaughtered on the street every day. Now those same Christians they dey for bush. And those same Christians they make that time frank can't get them will get in for chop. Now then the church, the leadership abandoned them. They side with the oppressor. Jesus Christ became for the for the poor and for the sinners. Jesus cannot be kind of can't be a temple, just be rich people that go chop. He came for the downtrodden person. But unfortunately, the church that is supposed to stand like the moral rectitude of every community had decided to side with the oppressor. Just allow it talk. All that died the rest of the church don't be same. They don't even take some church for they don't even take some church building as their brigade where they stay there for days. The church not see them. For South African, I just want to be the man for street every day they say they fight for freedom for people. That's why for Ambazona, most of the church in the Presbyterian church for their school, most of their schools don't transfer, they go now for Larubri to Cameroon. So the interest of the church is business. How you dare make church can't talk again Larubri? Maybe the salvation they give for their school, no will give them again. Therefore, the church is standing for what they can gain and not to enriching the poor and protecting the poor. The church is a whole disgrace to the whole world. If a church cannot stand up and denounce all the wrongs of an oppressive regime, the inside side now with the regime, just allow it talk. The nothing that have really kill other people they kill for Southern Cameroon. What did they do? They start with Larabee to Cameroon. But the problem here is we continue to condone, we as Christians continue to condemn the excesses of the church. And last week we talk say lay afraid we go enter church for some place. Young pastor. The thing annoy me terribly. Lay afraid they can't enter inside church. That Christian, the reason that man they make they can't kill that people do that thing that didn't happen for where they just everything they kill. Now that man they give order that they kill. And then they can't enter inside church. That means they mammy the body people they don't get hurt. Man will tell they can't kill your kill your husband or kill your mother, kill this. They would I can't enter should they say what to say we are going to worship God. God. Why would not take it into answer as if they enter all we come out? Just I did put the door for that refugee camp for Nigeria. Say they don't want to see the governor for it. Why can't we say if we will not talk immediately governor they enter all we come up for so we say we disapprove of our children, we decide we will kill them every day. But we are unable to do that. It can we sit with him, pastor stand there and preach and preach and pray. We go on and the governor say I'm from church. When to tell me begin and God prove Jack he don't wear them. So my brother, then the church is a disgrace, or let's say the leadership of the church is a disgrace to. I don't know whether to wait to the preaching of God or to the teaching of God. They're taking for themselves to be business people and not people who are catering for the very people that are making them a church. They cannot even stand for them. They cannot even say that stop. It's a disgrace. Thank you so much, Mr. Fritz.
Yes, I want just ask a follow-up question. I want to ask and say, these members, these clergymen, they really know say the international community, talk say reconstruction no go take place. We'll be here with the American Secretary for African Affairs, Tibor Nagy, we here to be talking. Say this reconstruction, La Republic for understand say Ambazonia and the need for take control of their own issues. So he talk and say we don't need people where they for ourselves can't fix our country. We self fix our country. So I want to ask and say, what you see, what if you talk for this for the pastor and the bishop them, where it will really enter their head. Say, may they leave this thing, may they not go whole backdoor meeting them with UNDP because we know all the meetings them. Because we don't hear what interim government don't talk. Say very soon they will start ban people that will go for certain churches away. They will collide with this UNDP. Yes.
Thank you so much. The problem is the same in line. I mean, we are here to let our people know the truth like the play be playing since the start of this revolution, since in the 90s or since in the 60s. It's another ploy to use the church because the world looks at the church as the moral guidance for a community or a society. But what they are failing to understand, the churches today are no longer what used to be yesterday. The church goes to where the church does business. And before for them, they know that the UNDP themselves. Who are the UNDPs? United Nations Development Program. They fail to understand 100%. La République destroys us. We never call for that. And the destruction is still going on. And they come say they want to restart reconstruction. Reconstruction starts from analyzing. They don't say, okay, they will give everybody 1 million. I will say to myself, I'm not come across that 1 million. When they give 1 million for build a house where they be born them, everybody, all family don't be wiped out from the face of the earth. And they're still destroyed. I saw yesterday picture where they're still burning somewhere. And they're talking about reconstruction. It's the same laboratory plan to show the interest because they see everything has come back to normal. That's why they don't accept, that's how they reconstruct. And that's why all their people that reconstruction. I targeted for another one long time, almost 2 years ago, when he showed us in a factory, someone said he's buying plywood or what for reconstruction. It couldn't work. Now they've come out, they want it to back it with the UNDP. Oh, nothing at United Nations, they do this. That is done at the negotiating table. It's not done behind the scene. When we go to that negotiating table, now for they will not say now when they don't make inventory of all the destruction they done for Amazonia. And then when we go to okay, now wait till they be sworn, wait and say, okay, it was this, then they told us, okay, we will do it ourselves and not them to come and do for it. Just look like they're coming to say they are to do the dictate and tell all the line of action we are supposed to take. They fail to know that we're already a nation. Even the person who declared that nation had decided to sell us on the altar of gold or what we call it. But Ambazonians know that they're already independent. And La Republic can no longer define what is supposed to take place in Ambazonia. When we go to the negotiation table, when we reach at the conclusion, the Ambazonians are going to do the reconstruction themselves. But the goal for La Republic is not reconstruction. They want to show the international whether they say, okay, everything is already normal, we're already reconstructing, or peace is coming back, everything is fine. So we have already handled the situation. That is what they are back, the one they say the UNDP is trying to back, so that they're doing this. Fraudulently, they are trying to do that. Before doing that, do they have the right to come to our territory to start without the government of Ambazonia? Or they still take all of that, we have no people, they will still have to be deciding everything they want to do for us, but here they are wrong. It will never happen. And let me repeat, it will never happen. It can only happen when we come out of the negotiating table, and it will be Ambazonia to get from there and reconstruct Ambazonia, and no longer La Republic Cameroon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
so,
you.
Comrade Fritz, let me add something here before you
Okay.
take my time.
Okay.
When I say I have lost hope in the leadership of the church, it is for one major reason. I don't have the least respect for Cardinal Tumi. I don't have the least respect for the leadership of my church, the Presbyterian Church, starting from the moderator, because they are unable to stand on the truth, where the summary of the Bible from Genesis to the Revelation is about truth. They are unable to stand on the truth. They have taken the side of lies telling. Let me start from Cardinal Tumi, the head of the Presbyterian Church in that country. I happen to be one of the people where I see plenty documents the way they come out from the archives of the Catholic Church. But I see some document where they circulate, they talk say, during the plebiscite of 11th of February 1961, people were voting between we and yes. That document came from the archives of the Catholic Church. Me I go find out where that document come out from the archives of the Catholic Church. If the head of the Catholic Church is keeping the truth and unable to speak the truth to the people they represent, who are there? Liars. The Catholic Church is keeping the truth in the archives, and the leadership and the head of the Catholic Church in that country under Cardinal Tumi is telling and deceiving the world and the people of Amazonia. He's not worth to be a leader. He's not worth to be a head of a church because he's unable to tell the truth. I feel say if a leader don't attain the level of a moderator and the level of a cardinal, he be ready for talk say, I will say it and die. Because Christ said it and died. If they are unable to stand and speak the truth, fellow Amazonians, is it Larry Dancy telling Cardinal Tumi what happened on the 11th of February 1961? Oh, Cardinal Tumi telling Larry what happened. Cardinal Tumi was there when there was elections in Southern Cameroon. Cardinal Tumi know that Southern Cameroon was a state with a government, a prime minister in Boya, with all its administrative structures. He left it. Larry Dancy did not leave it. Why is he keeping the truth under his cupboard? And he wants us to call him a cardinal when he doesn't want to open his mouth and tell the truth? Cardinal Tumi was in that country when Foncha defeated Endele and Endele democratically gave power to Foncha. They didn't do that as a region of La Republique. They did that as a state called British Southern Cameroon. Cardinal Tumi knows that Southern Cameroon is not an integral part of La Republique du Cameroon on any international scene. It is not me telling him. He is the one that is supposed to be telling me because he lived it. What is Cardinal Tumi, who claimed to be the head of the Catholic Church, telling us about the fraudulent referendum of 1972? What is Cardinal Tumi telling us about the removal of one star from the Cameroon flag? What is Cardinal Tumi telling his Christians of name from Federal Republic to United Republic to La Republique? What is Cardinal Tumi telling his Christians? Which truth is he talking to his Christians? If you are a head of a church and you are unable to speak the truth, you are not qualified to lead the church. If you cannot speak the truth and die, I stood, me and Sheikh Kabi with about many others, we stood in front of public security in Bamenda in broad daylight. The SGO came down. We told him right in front of him. He was with the police and with the arms. They could kill us there. We told SGO, it is time for you to pack and go. On his face. Were we it know that we could be killed? If the head of the church cannot tell the world the truth, if the head of the church think that they can bring reconciliation in the midst of a war, knowing the consequences, are they not happy to kill people? Are they not one of the causes of the murdering that was seen on the floor? Eh? When a member of the UNPO, UNDP will go to the ground now and is killed, is that not because of their meeting with the leadership of the church? Are their hands clean? Are they going to take off their hands from all this killing that is going on? We call them perpetrators of murder in the land of Amazonia. They are perpetrating murder and they will be held accountable. They should stop thinking that they are going to use the titles of the church to protect themselves. We will book them for justice. Thank you, Comrade Fritz.
Did it. That was a nice one. Very informative. For the Amazonian people to know much about the role of this clergyman. And next time we will maybe go deeper into that. For now, I just want us to move to the draft because the ABC TV will be drafting, and we'll be calling on Amazonians to get something for the ABC TV. ABC TV is help us to inform and educate our people on ground zero, to educate on the plight of our people. So we are trying to make sure that this draft coming up for the ABC TV will see the huge population of Amazonia come together. ABC TV has helped all the counties, all the 13 counties and 61 LGAs, to raise over $2 million for the counties. So now ABC now is looking up to the counties to help them to. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move to the last part of the segment. We have a lot to discuss, but we'll just end it with a draft. And we have discussed a lot. So for today, we have just about some few minutes. For today, we cannot take calls, so you can just just write on Facebook if you have some questions. So, fellow Ambazonian, you are watching the Analyst. The Analyst will be broadcasting and promoting the Amazonian values and create an incentives for their respect and adherence and the fulfillment among all those who reach the ABC TV. So know that we'll be broadcasting every Saturdays. So for the part of the draft, I want to ask this question. We have seen that the draft has been very successful and had a lot of achievement when it comes to the international community. We saw the reaction from presidents. We saw reaction from international organizations calling the IG, trying to inquire how the program is going, and they saw the enthusiasm of the Amazonian people. So I want us to talk a little bit about this, and let's see. And while talking about this, we'll be answering some questions from our Facebook, so that we can. So, fellow televiewers, if you have questions, you can ask our very learned panelists. So the question goes like this. I want to find out what are the achievements and benefit that you get from your own county that this draft has brought to the struggle. I'll go with Uncle B first.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Fried. But I think draft was a message to our enablers. The draft was a message to show what it means to be what we call the LGAs and the counties. That structure. The draft is there to show us how unified we were. The draft is there to show how determined we are bent to making sure we achieve our independence. The draft is there to tell the world Our enabler was saying that a revolution is dead, but to show them no, we are not yet dead, but we are 100% alive. The achievement of the draft first, it showed enabler that we are unified under the internal government. So when the internal government sends out a message, it is respected to the fullest. So was the draft. But the internal government sent a message in terms of any ghost town day is respected to the best. That's how far Ambazonian people have unified behind their government. Achievements. I remember one time former president was saying that he was doing it because money is no longer coming in or this and this and this and this. It has come to disprove everybody that Ambazona can because we saw some of the campaigns that nobody should give a franc or this is happening. But it came to disprove everybody that we can still give. I'm making sure that the war hasn't even started, the war is just about to start. Because of lack of trust, and my comrade Larry will say here, my Tito Buya went the way we never expected. Because we trusted ourselves. Because they say when you fall, the first one is not a fool, but the second fall, the second person making a mistake is a fool. So if we made that mistake, we are correcting the mistakes right now. And then brothers and brothers to believe in themselves and in their government. The reason for which they came out forcefully to disprove our distractors. But then I will call on all of us because those were pledges. If we cannot translate these pledges into real cash, we will not be doing anything good for ourselves. We are giving but a weapon for those people to make noise that they say they did this. Where is it? So it's a challenge to all of us. So what the draft came to show to Amazonia people, and for mostly to Amazonia, to our distractors, it will make them know that it was said that we'll fight till the last person. And it showed them that the last person they would show them say we are determined to get to that level. We'll not surrender. We are here to win. And we are winning. And when the war starts, like we will hear say no, they will say they war. The only good thing the phrase where they say we are increasing and La Rubric is decreasing. We are getting ready to start a war. They're already wary of the war. So who has the advantage? Who is winning? We are winning. And due to the determination of Amazonia people and the uproar of pledges, uproar of praises to Sarko's government has come to reaffirm to the world that we mean business and we can do it. And we will do it. Yes, we can do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kubi. Comrade Larry, so what do you have to say about this? As concerns what, as a follow-up?
Yes, thank you, Uncle B. Uncle B has already said everything. As I said last time, some time ago on Amber Focus, the draft has sent a message to the international community that these people are not backing up. It has sent a message both to La République, it has sent a message to enablers, it has sent a message to the so-called clergymen. I call them the so-called because I no longer regard them as clergymen. It has sent a message to the clergymen, the so-called clergymen, that these people are not backing up. They send a message to the international community that we are just about to start. That if they are talking of a ceasefire, they should know that the fire has not even been lighted.
It has not even started.
We are.
You're right.
It has not even started. So the draft has sent that message that we are not backing out and we are still about to start. And the draft has cancelled the allegation that we are disunited.
Yes.
These are the three major messages that the draft has sent. I have a message to the enablers that as we are about to start this war, starting from those who are helping La République, going through the so-called clergymen, those in DDR. I have a message to every Amazonian. God cannot forsake us in this revolution because of certain things that have happened in this revolution. The death of an innocent baby, 4 months baby matter, cannot go in vain in the kingdom of God. Cardinal Tumi care, he says what he wants to say. I don't care to know his level of his faith. I'm talking about my own faith. God cannot forsake this revolution for the sake of baby matter, for the sake of the 6-month-old baby that was killed in Dub. The pregnant women that have been slaughtered pregnant, the young baby that was roasted and fried in oil in Widikum, the woman that gave birth to twins on her way to Nigeria, bleeded and died. For the sake of these people, God is not going to forsake this revolution. They can care, they go ahead and call themselves clergymen and think that they are talking as representative of God, which I don't see them talking in that perspective at all. God is going to guide us to the end.
Thank you.
Where we are, let me talk to all the enablers. Starting from John Gute, when I say starting from John Gute, because he is the head of the enablers, those helping La Republique, because he is the head, right down to those who are in DDR, when to those who are in the quarter, helping La Republique to show the hideout of our restoration forces, that you are fighting a lost battle. You are on the defeated side. There is no revolution that will go to this point. This point where we are, this point of this level of pain, this level of killing. There's no revolution that has ever gone to this level and then goes back to normality. That's no work. This one will not be the first one. They keep calling themselves clergymen, UNDP. Thabo Mbeki even call it the so-called UNDP. Maybe that thing is even on paper sponsored by France. Maybe they are not even representing the United Nations.
Yeah.
If a whole US diplomat represented the whole Africa cause, it not called UNDP. Maybe they don't even know where that is coming from. You remember one time some people came out and said they were election monitors in La Republique, that they came from where? That way they were being bought by La Republique can do anything to create any havoc.
Yeah.
Let these so-called clergymen keep working with those enablers. We are not going to back down and we are not going to listen to them. First, they don't even carry the spirit. Because if Cardinal Tumi be even get the spirit, the Holy Spirit, if for the talk, for the move people. When Apostle Paul, he be open his mouth, he be move people, the spirit to speak. So when they talk every day, they down is because they don't even have the spirit. They don't have it. They don't even have the Holy Spirit. Because if they had the Holy Spirit, it could have been moving people. I'm not even point one man where Cardinal Tumi don't change it. The only people where it help am for grow strong. There were people who were already enablers. He helped them for big good black legs. He never moved anybody.
Oh my God.
The church has not moved anybody, so they don't even carry the spirit. When excuse me, when John did talk, it did move. John the Baptist did move.
Yeah.
When a child of God talks, it moves. They don't move the people. For 4 years today, they have been talking, quack, 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 quack. It has not changed to one single thing. It has not brought peace to one village. Since Cardinal Tumi has started talking, since the so-called imam and the church, the moderator, it has not bring peace to one village. So they should stop calling themselves representatives of God. They should stop it and stop this hypocrisy. Men of God of that high caliber, they moved by the Spirit. They talk, it's the Spirit that moves them to talk. And when they talk, people did hear. So if they are talking and people are not hearing, it means they are not being
Thank
moved
you.
by the Spirit. I know the
Thank you.
power of the Holy Spirit.
Yes. Comrade Larry, that is a very important topic that we have to deal with separately. The role of the clergymen in this revolution. I just want our comrade. Just 1 minute to round up, comrade Uncle B, because we are running out of time. So we are going to continue this next week. The very important topic: this role of the clergy in this revolution, because we the Christians, the Muslims, they have realized that these people are not representing us, because it would have been just like what you people said. They would have been helping our refugees. They would have been helping our prisoners. They would have been doing a lot. We have seen what the churches are doing all over the world. I don't know what those churches in La Republic are doing. All those churches back home, I don't know what they're doing. The role of the church is not just to go and be praying in church, clapping hands, or holding the Bible every day. That's not the role of the church. The role of the church is to help the people in need. That's this. Why are we going to church? Why are we praying? If you cannot help, you see people dying, you see people crying for help. Why are you praying for Holy Spirit? What's the need of Holy Spirit to come without you helping? You see people who in need. We have refugees, we have IDPs, we have prisoners. If they cannot help, then what is the role of the church? They have no role. So I just want our panelists to round up. We have just 1 minute each, and they have to just round up, because today we cannot take calls because of time. So next week, Saturday, we're gonna take calls. So Uncle B, you have the last. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think when we look into what is happening within these days, if you see what happened, or if you saw what happened in Mount yesterday or 2, 3 days ago, you hear what that pastor said. That pastor stood his ground and told people standing before it with a gun.
Yes.
He came for a message and he didn't back down.
Yes.
He was arrested, taken away. You see that father who was perhaps sleeping, God chakra him with belly transfer on top bed. With all other kids, that girl who was butchered, if they want nobody happen, enough for butcher that girl. Enough for butchered Florence. When you hear that and your heart break, they will be the Satan incarnate. Fellow ambassador as Larebi talk. The still a revolution don't reach. Enough people back. Even with the drown, as I told you, that pastor they showed gun for his face. He stood his grounds and they take him away. He will back down. It's a spirit for all of us to see.
Yes.
That was stood these 4 years is not to turn back. We have achieved more than any other nation has achieved, even within 20 years, because of our resolve to stand firm to what he will stand for. May God bless you, continue to give you that spirit, the ability to be resilient, to endure resistance to the oppressor. With this, victory is assured. May God bless us.
Thank you very much, Uncle B. Mr. Larry, just 1 minute to run up, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have taken my voice. You have made my voice to be cracky today. I've been shouting at the top of my voice. Um, what I'm going to tell Amazonians is that I will advise everybody for Ground Zero. Say this is a revolution. The pain is too much. Some people, they don't endure more than enough. Some people, they don't pay more than enough price. Where we are not turning back. The independence of Southern Cameroon must be restored. I go take for every Southern Cameroonian, say we must remain focused. We must be well determined. We will never be defeated. God is on our side. Sometimes when we ask if that God it really exists, I go give una the answer where God go give. Yes, I exist. Yes, I'm seeing all what is going on. I am sitting on that same position where I was sitting when my only son Jesus Christ was being mocked, tortured, and crucified. God there for that very position where he be shidon. He dey watch his only son being mocked, tortured, and then nailed on the cross. At the end of the day, who was victorious? Christ was victorious. He conquered the battle. We are enduring the same pain. We are going through the same pain that Christ went through. The blood that our brothers are shedding is like the blood that Christ shed. And I tell every Amazonian, say the blood is not go in vain. The blood it go be na minerals in the soil of Amazonia. Una mark these words, una go live to see. If una want believe me, una go for Rwanda, una come for United States. Any country where don't shed this kind of blood, it dey end up develop, live good life, independent, progress, and you fit name them all. We have paid the price and we cannot back out. Thank you so much. This is just a new program that our brother is starting. We pray that God is going to give us the grace. Pray that God is going to give us good health, particularly in the midst of this COVID-19. We call on every Southern Cameroonian to respect the rule of social distancing. Put on your mask. Be your brother keeper. Protect yourself and protect your neighbor. We pray that God is going to guide us through until we get to Boya. We pray that God gives our leader, President Sako, and his team, that he gives wisdom and knowledge to the member of Team Act, that he protects every Amazonian, particularly our refugees in Nigeria, those who are living in the forest with pythons and snakes. May the holy angels continue to guide and provide to them wherever they are in the forest. This is my humble prayer to every Amazonian, wherever you are, in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, my panelists.
Mr.
I am
Fruit,
very, very grateful.
Mr. Fruit, I
Yes,
beg.
yes.
One more word. I want to talk. They were brother where it will die for country. Mr. Thomas where it be die.
Mhm.
Time they be there for that bunker. Why here the commitment where they be taken. So they don't stay for long. They never see outside. They don't torture. They don't do everything. But if it means dying here for Amazonia to be free, they don't care to die for Amazonia to be free. It is worth it, and they will die from. And one of them don't really die.
Wow.
That it is spirit. That it is spirit.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys for starting this show. I want to thank you again, from the bottom of my heart for accepting my invitation. I want to say next week I still will have a lot of things that we have not finished, and next week I will pray say make us still get the same panelists. We will come talk a lot of things that we will never finish up today. I want to thank the televiewers. I want to tell them say the only thing we La Republic never learn now from history. we don't know say history don't tell we say all these big empire them like Ottoman Empire, German Empire, Russian Empire, they be get small plenty country them where they be there together. But because of the leadership, now so they be the commot, now so all the empire they can. You know say even First World War, you know what Germany be they do, but you know say up to today, Germany it is still pay the Jews and money where they call and say reparation. Now I want tell what people they say, make them no worry. Any trade they go through today, La Republic go pay reparation. Now international law will talk am. So maybe all we join our heads together, maybe we'll keep fighting, we'll keep draft. Because now the draft, it will really help we for resist all the manipulation the way La Republic they do am. We go bring that people them, the federal order put the way they say they be wait. May they come kill our people, they may they spoil the name for the revolution. But with the fight now, a genuine fight. And no man way to fight genuine fight, you go ever fail. We don't see all the whole world, they don't ever be any man way in the fight, genuine fight, they ever win fight. We don't see South Sudan win for Sudan. We don't see Eritrea win for Ethiopia. We don't see South Korea win for with the North Korea. We don't see plenty countries, they don't fight you or fight what they fight. They don't win them. Because when they get international law for their hand, they go ever win. Thank you very much and see you all next week on same day, Saturday. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.